Hello everybody and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael and today we are looking at the second park that I created. And so as I said before in the first video, this playlist is about my wife and I kind of showing the different parks that we've created, and we're starting with some of the ones that I've made and just kind of showing how we've improved kind of throughout learning this game, and maybe some areas that we recognize we did stuff wrong and some stuff we did right, and just kind of seeing the differences and stuff like that. So this is my second park. It's called Cedar Ridge, and the info's below. And as you see, I think that's a pretty good, nice entrance. I was watching, some videos trying to get an idea, and the issue with this is at the end of it, I decided, hey, I want to make a big roller coaster at the front of the park again. So there we have it, and just doesn't look great, to be honest. At the time, I thought, hey, let's make big coasters, let's do all this stuff, and like I said, one thing that have learned now after creating multiple parks is just bigger doesn't always mean better in that aspect, right? I just need to work on making a good park. Don't worry about necessarily having massive coasters in it and so forth. Also, I don't know why people aren't walking to that side. So if anybody knows why the AI does this sometimes, I would love to hear an explanation, because I have zero idea why they do that. So here we have a bathroom on each side, or I think that's like a information and stuff like that. Then I've got some tickets, and then you go to the park, and now lets me zoom out a little bit so we can kind of see the overall layout here. And so I wanted to make just a massive plaza here in the middle where everything kind of veers out from it. And so as you can kind of see, I didn't really do too much with these buildings. I was still learning how to be honest, I didn't really understand a lot of the advanced move stuff yet and sticking to the surface. So kind of when I built one of these, and it took me a long time, I just decided, hey, I'm going to copy it to the other side and so forth. I love having this little carousel here. And then you come around this side, and when you go back, you have this, which I like I do like the cue I kind of did here. You got the screamator, or scream, I can't speak. Why can't I pronounce that correctly? You have it's the hyper jump. Sorry, I was thinking of the wrong one. The hyper jump. And then back here, you have different areas that you could go to. So let's turn it back to the daytime for a little bit. And so we can we'll start off to the right of the park. So over here we have another Mega Light type coaster. As I said before, I have one of these in every one of my parks, and I didn't even realize it until I started recording the other video. Not necessarily a Mega Light, but I think 3 of them are Mega Lights, but the Invincible coaster with, instead of going down the hill and up a hill, having a bank turn right at the bottom of the hill. And so little entrance queue area. And so since I called it GForce, kind of had it this slime type, or not slime, but kind of, it's a little different that way. And so here's what I decided to do with the station. I think it works. You kind of have some covering there, and so I think it looks nice. And then if you look here at night, so let's look at this at night. The green kind of helps, and it's dark, but it's to me it's not too dark where you're getting on the ride and stuff like that. I probably could have done more lights over there and so forth. But yeah, so let's wait for this train to get back, because once again, like in my previous part, on some of the rides I didn't really understand the block section stuff too much, so this one just has one train, because I don't like having those really long stations. Alright, and so let's ride this ride. This is GForce. Alright, so that's the ride. So for those of you that have watched both these videos, if you have, I think this was a lot better than the previous one I made, but what do you guys think? And in the previous one I didn't really have many bank turns. This one I tried to have some of those where it comes up bank one way and then you kind of turn the other way. Once again, love path interaction, so I do like how that turned out, even though many people don't walk over that way. And then over here, this was my first attempt at building a kind of like a diner section indoors. Some aspects of it are good. I kind of like having the not multi-brick. Usually I'm saying brick and then this cement. But inside's not that great. Apparently nobody wants to come up here and get food. But it's okay. I mean, it's not. I mean, this is my first attempt doing this, so for that I'm happy with it. I probably could have done different windows that actually make you look outside and bring some light in. That probably would definitely helped. And I could have done something cooler back here instead of this coaster. Not that it's a terrible coaster, but it's just not. Didn't think through that properly. So now, let's go look at the next part. So we've already walked up here. So let's go over here. And if you walk through here, which most of the buildings here, other than that main one, I did not custom build. Now I do love kind of the scenery around this ride. This is a drop coaster. Not a drop coaster. Why am I forgetting the name of it? Dive coaster. There we go. I've been saying drop, and I don't know why I've been saying drop coaster. Because that stuck in my head, but I really like having these custom queues, and so I think it. Let me turn it to night real quick because I think it looks pretty good. You know, just takes up a lot of the Oswald counter when you're having to do all custom like this, and you're making your queues longer. Maybe had a little bit too much light because I think it's probably a little too light. Probably could have cut out about half of them or something like that. But overall looks good. Not a big fan of the station. At the time I was happy with it, but that's because I wasn't really good at building station stuff yet. So, alright, perfect timing. As you can see, there are no supports. That is as unrealistic as can be. Yeah, so let's ride bumper. Yeah, we'll do bumper on this one. Alright, so there we are. What did I name that? Mountain Diver. So I do like the area right here where it does the 0G roll into the kind of tunnel. I think that was really cool. I am not good with terraforming the land and stuff, and so I was trying to make like a nice mountain and do stuff, and that's just so tough. You know, I like having the little lakes though up here. I was too lazy though to try to figure out how to make a little waterfall or do something there. This kind of I feel like was too snappy. And I don't feel like it really. I feel like it's good, but I don't feel like it really. It wasn't like a lot of drop coasters, right, or dive coasters. Sorry. You know, so that's one thing I think I've gotten better at as I've played this game more, is trying to be more realistic with it. But I like the scenery and different stuff. Maybe too many trees, but it's all good. So now if we go this way, and I said all these buildings I got are from the workshop. I wasn't good at building buildings at this point in time. And I just didn't want to take the time to be like, spend hours and hours doing it. Alright, so here is my Giga Coaster. Let's go look at the queue real quick. So I tried to have a little bit of trees. So since I called it Cedar Ridge, or Cedar, I call it Cedar Ridge, Cedar Falls. I think it was Cedar Ridge. I tried to have more of the cedar trees on a lot of it. So not the greatest station. I mean, not terrible, but not the greatest. So I called this the Beast. Alright, here comes one of the coasters. And it's not the most smooth coaster, but... Alright, so that was called the Beast, I think. Yeah. So long ride, basically spanned 3/4 of the park. So now if we go this way, oh, oops, I did not realize that piece was even there. Oh, well, all right, so go around this way and let's get back around. You know what? Save some time. And this was my first attempt at trying to do kind of the ceiling pieces for the floor. It didn't quite turn out that well. I think I then tried to put some pieces around the side. I mean, parts of it look nice, but then you got yeah, you know, the stuff we learn, right? So I think my favorite part in this park is this whole entrance plaza area. Looks really nice. I like this. I've got a couple more of these rides here. Now this next ride is a inverted coaster, and I tried to have it like haunted house type theme. So as you can see, oh sorry, but I think I over themed it. Oh, there we go. Put way too many of these trees. At the time, I thought that was a good idea. Definitely not so much. So it's called the Menace. Let's see. Alright, so if we look at the data real quick, the results, it's 1,300 meters in track length, 80 miles per hour, which is fast for an inverted coaster, 62 meters. So this is a little bit bigger than a lot of inverted. So let's watch the ride. There we go. That's Menace. I think it comes in the station way too fast. But yeah, so as you can kind of see from above, I really like how this area looks in terms of with the path and the trees and putting a lot of the flat rides kind of right there. I think it looks really nice. I try to do something different for this cube, try and make it almost like an 8 since this is called the cube. And then, so now we got the hammer swing and then this ride. So let's wait for it. And I don't know if I really have block sections much or not in this. So let me just fast forward till the ride comes back. There we go. So this one's called Fire. Oh, I guess I didn't name it. Copperhead Strike. So it's a Copperhead Strike coaster, and if we look at these stats, and this is the last ride in the park. So it's a minute and a half, track length 1,800 meters, so fairly long, max speed 82, biggest drop 45 meters. So it's a launch coaster. Here we go. Alright, so that was the ride, and that's the park. As I said, coaster-wise, not many coasters in this one I'm a big fan of. I do like this one. I think that one was good. I think there are parts of this one that were really good, in my opinion. The other ones, definitely not on my favorites that I've made. But I really like this layout right here. I think that's nice. I think it looks good. So I'm happy with how that turned out. Other than that, it's just about making sure I blend everything together properly and so forth. So what do you guys think? Make sure and let me know in the comments, and make sure and subscribe and like the channel, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.